daily tarot readings, sometimes live. We're live. I do the monthly readings, the weekly readings, the week ahead for all signs, and the monthly readings. First access ad-free content for Patreons. I do offer, included in the top tier patrons, a weekly yoga session. Private readings are available. You can buy merchandise, the book. Most importantly, just keep on keeping on, my lovers. You gotta keep the love vibratories. Okay, let's just see what we get. This is a general reading for the All to Love Collective, and divine guidance, loving clarity is my intention. Divine guidance and loving clarity. There's possibly a shift here coming out of a phase of withdrawal or pulling yourself out of a situation. It kind of feels to me like maybe you had to, yeah, the devil energy. Yeah, there was some like toxicity maybe in a work environment. It feels like to me a working situation. I'm hearing top-down structure for some reason. Not even sure like exactly what that means. Top-down structure. There's maybe like an underlying toxicity within the business or within the management or something like this. And you were just like, this is killing me. This just isn't working. I don't know what to do. And you maybe took a break or took withdrawal or took a long weekend. It's like you're asking of yourself to empower your own creativity, it's like you're not wanting to listen to this boss anymore, or you're not wanting to listen to somebody who on some level has some sense of control, power. They're reversed though, so it makes me think, there's an abuse of power. I mean, the Emperor in this deck is kind of like a dictator vibe. And he's reversed, so there is like an abuse of power. And I feel like maybe you just over time started to get like, wait, this isn't right. And then you withdrew, maybe took a week. I'm hearing sabbatical as well. Maybe some of you took a sabbatical. And you might be just at this point of like, do I go back to this position, or am I gonna empower myself and like give birth to new life, right? It's funny, right? Because like in this reading, I'm like, the energies feel to me like they could go either way. Some of you might choose to go back to a job that you really despise. Yeah, who knows? We all make different choices for different reasons. And I do feel that like some of you might choose to like go your own way, maybe start a business, maybe start a family, maybe like the Empress is sort of this very, very abundant creative energy. Maybe so I'm like, you're either tuning into that, or you're like, or I'll go back into that kind of safety net maybe of that other job or of that other position or environment. I mean, I would say step into the Empress vibratory for sure. As in, if you go back, it's just going to keep going. The cycle of kind of toxicity or because the old situation, it's like, I think you've just reached the max. Like, I don't know that you're going to be able to evolve, grow, make more money, blah, blah, blah. Like you're not, there's a cycling, right? There's a, pattern rather than an evolution. And it looks like you're like pulling back to try to figure out, do I go back to this job or am I meant to do something else? Empress upright is saying like, yeah, you're definitely meant to do something else. As in there's more creative life in you to give to the world. Oh yeah. So more affirmation of the new beginning, Ace of Swords. You might even get an idea if you give yourself that appropriate time out. Ace of Swords, right? Like the key to this new beginning is in your mind. You believing in yourself. That was something that came up recently. Our minds, I teach meditation at a retreat, and it's like our minds are powerful, my lovers. and we can change our thoughts, and it's sometimes most of us, I would say, we don't even realize that we're thinking all these thoughts and embedded in some of these belief systems that may or may not be serving us as an individual. Transformation and change and isn't easy, but like it's kind of like, okay, what's the alternative? You stagnate, you just repeat the same thing over and over again, even if it's shit, or you spiral downward, and that's, I mean, it's truly from in my deep and profound loving perspective, I'm like, it's all good. Like, people are just gonna make their choices, and if people want to stay in problematic situations, or if people want to stay in control, or they want to, whatever it might be, people are going to make their choices, and yet so can you, and so can I, and we can all just make our choices. And again, that's part of the sharing here around spiritual principles, things like forgiveness, conscious thought. That's the difference. It's like the more conscious one becomes, the more you're aware of, like, none of us are any one thing. There's not one person that is like the pure saint of all the goodness. That soul can exhibit saintly qualities in a lifetime, but as a soul, they'll still have a full breadth of experience, right? That's how I would say one reaches those states of higher light or higher mind, or is by actually endeavoring the other, knowing the other really well, knowing evil, darkness, violence, pain, like knowing the other is part of the evolution of the self, like just knowing the self, so that you get to different incarnations and there's no longer a fear of death, or there's a remembrance of all of your experiences, and or even a remembrance of your soul's choosing to come to the planet, right? To infinity and beyond. That's what I'm hearing. You guys, there's definitely, if there's a wobble for you around do I, don't I, am I meant to do this job? Am I meant to go back to a position that's not great, but maybe it pays okay? There's definitely an energy of no, because that situation's not going to grow. The money might be all right. It might be familiar on a certain level, but there is a toxicity here, and I would suspect part of you knows it. Like, that's part of why maybe you took the extra break, or the sabbatical, or the time away, or the whatever. And then Ace of Swords, new beginning, new idea. Empress, you've got this creative energy. If you let yourself move with it, it will likely take you somewhere. But that's the whole being guided by intuition. It's not being guided by evidence around you. That's one of the biggest differences by living intuitively. It doesn't make sense to people that live by the three-dimensional reality, right? That live, in a sense, logically from a separation consciousness. So when you're stepping into that more unified, intuitive, following your dreams, following your intuition, there's no evidence in front of you to prove to you that this is the right direction. It's a knowing, right? So this Empress is like, you have you got the power. You have the power, you have the tools, you have the creative beauty, I want to say. You have that kind of creative essence and beauty to share. And the Ace of Swords is like, you're just going to have to take that new beginning and move with it, or go back to that same pattern in your working creative life, right? I think your High Priestess is knowing, right? Knowing that you're wanting, yeah, dudes. And then I'm like, honestly, you don't even realize, like, taking the new beginning, better people, more abundant people, more upstanding people will come in to support you in your new endeavors. Plus, it's 9 of coins. There's something here. If you go your own way, if you choose yourself, if you make a start at something that feels inspired to you, you're likely to do really well. Nine of Pentacle. 9 of Pentacle is a self-starter. Nine of Pentacles is self-made energy. This person harnessed and created, right? What's before the nine? The eight. The eight is like all about working hard, putting that time in, that dedication, right? Sometimes, I think we live in these sort of, or the illusion makes us think that it should happen like that, but I don't think that's true. That idea of the overnight success. And also with our medias and stuff, like in a sense, I guess you could say with X Factor and those talent shows, like there is actually kind of a unique paradigm in our societies where people can experience like as close to what instant success or instant fame could look like. However, we often don't, like, these are kind of one hit wonders, or they rise to a huge level of success and fame from not having that success and fame, and then often there's like a fizzle, and we never hear about these people, and we never, and or even people that had and achieved a certain amount of fame, and then the pop group split up, or they've now gone, into, and how to hear the human story about what that level of success and fame actually does to their psyche, and whether or not is this a positive thing, because there's shadow to all of it, right? There's a darkness, there's a fall, there's a, and people can find it really hard to build up their life again after that, right? So hence just being present is so powerful, like being present, choosing loving thoughts that feel good for your heart, and yeah, just kind of keep trying to be kind and show up and be present for other people, right? It's not rocket science in that regard, right? It's just the human heart, it's just our collective human heart being like, what we doing? How do we have time to just be still and connect? That's something as well. Like, people so busy, 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 and that's, to me, a big part of the resistance is no. I don't want to feel. I don't want to connect. Leave me alone. Cuz once we started doing the heart opening work, I was doing courses and lots of different varieties of healings and therapy for years and years, and at one point that's what it come to, right? Like, it start to work with the heart. Open it, look around, can keep that process going. And when I'm working with clients, like, that's the people who have success in, say, losing hundreds of pounds of weight or significantly transforming their lives, that's the ticket. Meh, coherence, possibly a little bit of rewiring, right, to support. And then the flip, or the what am I trying to say, the polarity swing, are people that refuse. No, thanks, but no. Either you're talking mumbo jazz, or straight up no. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure if I do connect to my heart, I might be able to change my patterns, but no. And for all the varying variety of reasons, people just don't want to feel, right? And I guess in their own time, in their own way, and I am an emotional type of person, so that's the way I process life, you could say, right? And and I'm aware, and or I guess non-judgmental or compassionate enough to acknowledge, who knows? Like, people have their own way. Maybe people do process it in their head. Maybe they process it out of their bumhole. I don't know. Right? So who's to say? But I like to share, and I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you guys have a great day. And again, from my perspective here, if this situation in the cards is resonating, I would say, take that new beginning. Be courageous and bold enough, and have enough self-confidence and belief to step away from a pattern that is probably just stagnant, maybe even a bit toxic, but certainly something that you're like, bored of. Money might be good, but there's a new beginning that's beckoning you. Ace, like a new idea. a business idea, a creative idea, or you and your partner wanting to have kids, or like something's pulling you into a new vortex. And then this is beautiful. High Priestess is guiding this new stepping into the new beginning. Then you have the King of Pentacles, and there was that Nine of Pentacles. So this new beginning can lead you to something really sustainable. And I guess in a sense, something that you can feel proud of, like something that you can feel really good about. Because I feel like for some of you, this position or this job or this working life that you've been anchored in, it could be like something as though like the money's really good, but the company is shit or something. You know, the money's really good, my boss is a douche, or the company is doing harm to the environment. It could be something like that. Like you find out something about the company you work for that in your integrity doesn't align, but the money's really good. And so you're not really sure what to do. So you take a bit of a break, realize you've got potentials for creative endeavors in other avenues. And it's just a matter of having that courage and that faith and that self-confidence to move in that direction. In the new, basically. And be bold, you know, yeah. These are great. Look, I'm like, any more affirmation? Yeah. Oh, well, that's still Six of Swords. That's a good card. But then remember right before I saw the Nine of Pentacle and the Ten of Cups. So it's like a win-win kind of thing for you, the family, for everybody, for you to step into that new beginning. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna wrap it up. I've got to start to crack on with my sessions today. So have a wonderful, wonderful day to all of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my internet friends. And of course, if you want to find out more, make a booking, any of that, go check out the website. And I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. Peace out.